Alright, so I cleaned this guy up. What I did is I got inside there, took some brake cleaner, took a rag. You can wrap a small screwdriver. You can wrap a rag around a small screwdriver and get in all the little nooks and crannies. I got as much as I could. There was quite a bit in there. But what I'm going to do is show you the reassembly of this because this guy kind of disassembled itself. I forgot I had the shackle in there, and I forgot that there's the little ball bearings and everything, and one of them fell down, and then I did the little hunt on the floor for the ball bearing trick. But this is what I figured out as a way. You put the shackle in, you turn it upside down, and you drop your ball bearings in there and let them go in that slot. So I'm going to put this camera up where we can see a little bit better. And I can use two hands. I need two hands for this. Alright, look over there. Alright, so I'll put them in like this. Remember, you're dealing with ball bearings. These guys love to run around. So you drop them in the middle. And let him go on either side he wants. Drop the other one in here. Let him go to the other side. Now, this is the balancing act. Let's see if I can get this guy. You can use petroleum jelly on these, the balls to make them stickier. And it also helps lubricate them. And I think I might do that just to show you how much easier it is in playing the roll-around game. Oh, see that guy? He just ran right out. Get back here. Alright. So, let me go pause this and get some... Alright, we got our jelly. Take your little ball. Whee! Drop it in there. I mean, there's other ways of doing it, but... I don't use petroleum jelly for much of anything. See, it's all gooey, icky, and sticky. We'll drop that in there. Ugh. Drop. Let me get this guy. Get him all sticky and icky. Gooey and ooey. There we go. Alright. Let me pause this. Alright, this is our actuator. And you can see the little detent that allows the ball to go in there. What you want to do is have this side facing up. Have each one of those balls in their right little slot. This is going to be hard to see without doing an overhead. Where is my little screwdriver? There we go. I'm pushing this guy over to his respective little hole. Get over there. Get over there. All right. Now, as you can see, they're in their little holes and they're not rolling around as much. That's what we wanted to do. On some locks, this one's fairly easy to reassemble. On some of them, man, you have to go through all kinds of stuff. All right. Now, the actuator's dropped in there. There's no retaining ring or anything else. It's just in there. All right. So, we've got that in there. Now, your best bet is to, I'm going to lay it up here on top of the thing on its side and leave it alone because we have the rest of this. I took I took some Brasso to this. I took some brake cleaner. Now, when you're using brake cleaner, always wear your safety glasses when you're doing this stuff. I have regular glasses on, but if you're in here and you're just like shooting some of that stuff in, it can come back at you under pressure. It can shoot right back into your eyes, and you don't want to get brake cleaner in your eyes. I've never done it, but believe me, I don't think it would be a very pleasant thing. All right, so I cleaned out those. That's just for the where the springs go in and everything else. Kind of hard to get in there otherwise, you know, unless you soaked them in something. Another thing I did was I took a little piece of this 1000 grit sandpaper, rolled it up like this, and stuck it in the cylinder. On older locks, you'll start getting little groove lines and everything else. Roll this guy up and get him to fit in there again. Easy for you, difficult for me. In there. There we go. And you don't have to do much. Just twist it around. 1000 grit, you know, is more like polishing it than anything else. And that'll help smooth up that cylinder. I did the same thing on the outside of the core here. I just took a little sandpaper and just brushed along it a little bit and cleaned up the face of the lock a little bit. So that's what we got there. Now we are down to the reassemble it. Let's see if I can find a sufficiently large holder here. Nope. I don't think either one of these guys are going to fit. Oh yeah, there he goes. It didn't fit because of this little pin right here. But we can push that pin in. Or can we? And turn this guy. There we go. And what's nice about that is it's holding it in place. A lot of times you'll forget that this thing's loose in there. Whee! All right, now we want to make sure our key pins are correct because they tried to jump around a lot and be in the wrong place and everything. So we put a key pin in, or your key in. You make sure it's all the way forward. You get your little twizzlers. Where's my twizzlers? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. All right, get in there. Well, we're going to have to use my backup tweezers. Until the real tweezers want to show their ugly little face. Oh, there they are. There we go. I had to just call them names. That's all. All right, so the way I took them out was this all the way to the left over here was pin 1. And sometimes it helps put this guy up in this little tray here, just in case you drop something, throw something around. I want to find my little retainer clip during my hunt for the other stuff. All right, so we take a key pin and we put it in here. And that guy's kind of deep. You really have to lift this key up. Let me try the other key. Yeah, that's pretty deep. I don't know if that's the right pin. Well, anyways, I'm going to start putting them in the way where they were, and we'll see if anybody sticks. No, I guess they sit low. Yeah, I guess they all sit low in this plug here. No escape for you. All right. The only thing that got me was the depth of these. It sits fairly deep. I know pin 2 for sure would hang up, but if you lift this key up, if it's not all the way to the shoulder, this thing is perfect. But if you push the key all the way in, it starts dropping down. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom this guy in. Zoom. Oh, I found another way I can zoom. It's like the volume control while I got the camera on. There we go. Click, click, click. All right, see how these pins are? I'm pushed all the way. The key is all the way flush. As I pull back just a little bit, they line up. I guess if you wanted to fix that, you could build up a little ridge on this. But all I have to do is just know that if it's not working, when you push it all, the key all the way in, just pull it back a little bit and they'll line up. So we got that taken care of. Set that over there. Be careful. Be careful. 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 All right, springs. The problem with your little pinning tweezers on springs is you'll think you've got them, and then you lift up. Well, this guy's making a liar out of me. But a lot of times the diameter is so small on this, I think we can use it on this one. I've had them just fall right through that little hole there. So let's populate the springs in here because they don't stick up. If your springs stick up, you may have to do one at a time. All right, we got that guy in there. Someone was asking him, one of the comments on my videos on the Abus, why I picked pin 1 first. And usually, let me show you this. Usually, Abus sets their standard pin up on pin 1. Not always, but usually. And if you set pin 1 first when you're picking the lock, then all you have to deal with is spools. Spools are easy to pick. You got, you just go in and figure out, you just push up on each key pin until you feel your tension wrench pushing back. That's counter rotation. That's the pin you want to mess with. So you push until that counter rotation, till that pin basically lines up, and then the plug will drop and fall further. If you go too far, you're going to reset the lock, and you're just going to have to pick it again. But that's what I do on the Abuses. I usually try to pick pin 1, even if it's not binding. I just do pin 1 first, and then all the rest of them fall in line. Let me pause this. All right. So here we go. All right, we've got our springs in there. We've got all our goodies set. Now all we've got to do is get our follower. And since this is pin 1 up here, what a lot of people do when they're repinning is they'll load the back 1 or 2 cylinders just to make it easier, and then push forward. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to load up. Since they're all spools, it doesn't matter which one goes where, as long as it's a spool. I don't know if you can see that, but I got him in there, and I push down on this guy and push forward with my hand, and it causes the follower to go forward. All right, we'll take this guy and put him in here. If you get really strong springs, this can be a battle sometimes. Sometimes you have to catch just the edge of the pin and get it stuck in there, and then push down with your follower. But there we go, we got that. Now we come back here, and we go all the way back to pin 3. There we go. We load up another spool. Yeah, brake parts cleaner works really well for getting gunk out where you can't, access it, like in those, that tube and everything. All right, now pin 1 is going to be the standard guy. We're going to put him in there. Push down on him. He's got a serration on either end, so it doesn't matter which way you load it in. Now, one of the things you want to try to remember is put your shim in also, because it helped. There's that little gap back here. This one's not too bad, but the retaining ring a lot of times will grab you. All right, so we take our plug, and we have to look at our orientation, all right? Because our little springy guy has got to go through there. So what we do is we start him. We're going to offset a little bit. We start him, we push that pin in with our fingernail, and we just run that puppy up. And there you go. Holding it together because we don't have that retaining pin in there. We grab the retaining clip. If you look at the Abus clip, there's a... Uh-oh. I've locked it up in the key. I was going to say, we got a problem. If you look at the... let me zoom this guy in. See that little dent right there? That's where this little dent goes. So you just line up the dents. And you can usually get it with your finger, but if not, get some trusty pliers in here. And it's on. Now we can pull it. If you don't have that retaining, believe me, you're gonna do this if you ever work on locks. If you don't put that retaining pin clip, C-clip in there, when you go to pull your key out, if it snags like this one does, it'll pull the whole core out, and you'll get to do that all over again. So remember, when you do that, make sure you, and this is the same way. It's not, I just pull this pin back, this key just back a little bit, and it works much better. There's still that little snag, and we know what it is. It's just basically it's the height of basically how they cut these keys. All right, so we got that and that and that. We've got our already put together lock over here. Let's unzoom. What the hell are we doing in Zoomo world? There we go. I think we're back to normal. Now, my finger's holding this shackle in like this. I believe, if you look at this, when this core is in, that actuator is going to have to be sideways. So, I'm still got my finger in here. I'm taking a little screwdriver and try to align the actuator up with that guy. There we go. See, now he's in a cross patch, and then we drop this guy in there. Whee! If everything did right, it'll fit flush. It does. Now we turn over, holding. You got to hold your finger down here. We've got to open the shackle. Come on. There you go. I'm holding it in like this. Pull the shackle back. Drop our little screw in there. Whee! Hey, you. Get back out here. Get in there. Hey, dropping upside down. Alright. We're not going to play this little game. You will cooperate. You will. This is when it helps to have a magnetic screwdriver. Alright. Stop screwing around. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Alright. We got it screwed in. Key's in there. Turn the key. Lock's locked. Stick the key back in. Yeah, it definitely has a hang up here on this key. There it is. It works. It's key retaining. So there you go. There's the reassembly of a 9050, reassembly and cleaning of a 9050 Titalium. Yeah, we don't always show, we show lock disassembly, but we don't always go through reassembly. And on that one, maybe this guy deserves the coveted ultra-high security patch. No, we better not. That's only for Chinese locks. There you go. Thank you for watching, and happy picking and reassembling, everyone.